For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? I got some old crazy news for y'all. It's looking like the governor of Utah is looking for somebody else to blame besides Charlie Kirk's killer. One thing for sure, we do got a killer on the loose out there, and we don't know how many bodies he done caught in the process of being an international superstar. Not only the governor of Utah, but a lot of people out there hoping and wishing it was somebody else that killed Charlie Kirk. People on social media believe they hoping that it was a person of color that did the killing, and allegedly they trying to figure out a way to put all the blame on David. Cause it seemed like they don't give a damn about him killing that Hispanic girl.
Lock in, fuck niggas. What the hell did I just hear? Did the governor of Utah, who has one of the most lax gun laws in the state, is surprised that it's one of his residents that committed the assassination? It's been confirmed that Tyler Robinson, a white man from Utah, was the one that assassinated Charlie Kirk. Not a black person, not a Muslim person, not a trans person, but a white man from Utah. Now, based on his voter registration, it shows that he has no affiliation to any parties. Now, there isn't any direct evidence to show the individual's ideology, although there is a photograph of the individual in a Donald Trump costume. There are numerous photos of the suspect handling firearms, which clearly shows that Utah laws failed Charlie Kirk. And I still don't understand how the Utah's governor is still surprised that it was a white man from Utah that did this. If we just look at all the attempted assassinations and assassinations that happened this year, all of it was from white men. State lawmaker Melissa Hortman, suspect is a white man. The 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump were white men. But you guys won't acknowledge that. And the reason is because Charlie Kirk bred the idea that white Christian people are the perfect being and anyone outside of that are criminals or problems. And any white individual part of any minority group is a corrupted individual. I would say pray for Charlie Kirk's family, but my prayers are wrapped up into the HBCUs that got those threats: Gaza, Sudan, and Congo.
Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a nigger. He was killed by his own kind.
So did y'all see that Utah governor or whatever said they were just hoping it would be somebody else? You know why? Because they want to hate. They really want to hate. They really want to hate. They was hoping to just be a black guy, an immigrant. They was just hoping it would be someone else. But you know what? God used your own kind. God used, and they're going to try to make it seem like this kid was brainwashed. And no. I keep telling white people, even your children are rejecting your rhetoric. Even your children is because they like rap music, they like this, they like Mexican pussy. Even white children are rejecting that bullshit that you guys are trying to spew. So there's no fucking way. You guys, they cannot twist this. No, you guys, he was killed by a young white conservative kid. They can't spin it. No, he's not a fall guy. This kid been shooting for a long time. Kind of like the Metcalf boys. Yeah, these kids are dangerous. These white kids are dangerous.
Bro, I don't mean to laugh, but racism is funny sometimes, man. All I could do was laugh. That Utah governor got up there and said, dang it, he wasn't... He said, oh my gosh, I can't even say it. He said, dang it, he wasn't a Democrat. He said, bro, and I cannot make this up. He said, I was praying it wasn't one of us. Then Kash Patel sitting behind him, bro. This dude says, I was hoping that it was somebody from overseas. Please, somebody, I'm begging you, screenshot Kash Patel's face in the moment he said that and post it in the comments, please. Oh my God. Y'all gotta watch the video, bro. Y'all have to watch the video, bro. Bro, this is unbelievable. That man legit was up there like, see, I told you it was the...
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, man. I would hate to believe that America still got racism going on. Now, y'all heard what black people had to say about it. A lot of people heartbroken that it's looking like they looking for somebody else besides the killer to be the killer of Charlie Kirk. And it's not only black people that feel like this. You got people of all nationalities in complete, utter disbelief.
Here's the truth we all know. This country is not going to find internal peace or unity until the right wing learns to have some accountability for their words. The Utah governor should be resigning or abjectly apologizing today. That man did something incompetent, grotesque, disgusting, a complete violation of the public trust. And no one even notices. He stood at a press conference 2 days ago, right after Charlie Kirk, and talked about the motive before they had a suspect. That is so egregious. He talked about the great American experiment and that this was a political assassination, inferring, assuming, implying that it was a leftist, liberal Democrat trying to affect political narrative. So too the entire right-wing echo chamber, so too all the right-wing leaders all said that. They're all wrong. Completely wrong. But will you hear that from any of them? Will any of them apologize for inciting and inflaming the public with a false narrative? No, you will not. Nor will you hear them say this: you were right, liberals, leftists, Democrats. By which I mean gun culture. I am not talking about hunting. I'm not talking about teaching your children about safe use of in the woods. I am talking about culture where adolescent boys are bathed in assault rifles and photographed with them and learn to use as a mode of expression and self-empowerment. I am talking about political leaders who wear assault rifles on their lapels as a symbol. That's the problem. 1,500 mass shootings in the last 25 years. That's the problem. This is another case of the same problem. But until Republicans admit that they're wrong when they talk without facts, and then admit who is right about the facts, we got ourselves a...
The only way we could stop this back and forth going on is if we can find a black man that we all can blame for pretty much everything that's going on in the world today. Hell, David still ain't been found guilty, even though they found a body in his trunk. What if they could pin the George Floyd murder, Charlie Kirk, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, and everybody else that lost their life to senseless violence on David? Hell, it ain't like nobody going to his concert. The concert is canceled.
Stay right here with a little smile.
Singer David, on the brink of major fame.
Can I get that smile back?
The platinum-selling artist with hits like Romantic Homicide, embarking on a world tour for his debut album, Withered.
David is a young 20-year-old singer who really is just on the cusp of superstardom. You know, he really got his start because his music went very viral on TikTok. He also was very popular in the video game spectrum from Fortnite.
Now he's at the center of a weeks-long mystery after a severely decomposed body was found in an abandoned Tesla registered to the singer's legal name, David Anthony Burke.
When the body was found, the LAPD didn't know much about it because it was so heavily decomposed, but it was a female who had been around 5'2", they thought, and from what they could tell, around 71 pounds, or that is what was left of the remains. So, I mean, it got really gruesome in that moment because the body had clearly been in that trunk for so long.
The body, that of a young teen named Celeste Rivas, seen in this photo from authorities, who authorities say went missing last year from Lake Elsinore, California.
She was 13 years old when she went missing. She would have been 15 had she been living now, but she'd been missing since last year.
Celeste Rivas' mom talked to TMZ, and she said that her daughter was dating somebody named David. She didn't know who he was, but all of this is going to come into play as the LAPD is trying to understand if there was a relationship between David and Celeste Rivas.
The questions continue to mount. The medical examiner still trying to determine how the teen died. David has not been arrested or charged with any crime and has not issued a public statement since the body was found. ABC News has reached out to David's team for comment and has not heard back.
They're not calling this a murder investigation right now. They don't know necessarily that it was murder. It could have been something else, like an accident or an overdose, and that the body was disposed of improperly. They don't know.
When the news first broke on September 9th, David was nearly 2,000 miles away in Minneapolis on tour.
David went on stage and performed that night and didn't acknowledge anything that happened. And I think that appeared to be a little bit offsetting for people.
Late last week, Los Angeles police searching a home in Hollywood Hills that the singer was staying at, removing several items, including a computer. Neighbors saying the Tesla had been parked in front of the home for a while before moving to two different places on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for, for a long time.
It was banged up and kept moving from one place to other place within a couple of blocks from here.
Now, I know I sound silly for trying to tie the David murder into the Charlie Kirk killing, but come on, y'all. When have you ever seen a brother this guilty get off? What are they saving him for? I think it's a bigger conspiracy at play. He gonna have to go down eventually, but for what? They obviously don't want him to go down for this beautiful Latin girl that he assassinated allegedly. We ain't got all the details, but his music videos, all the details I need. The lyrics, everything about him, the bloody t-shirts he been selling online, he just flat out guilty. But what if somehow, some way, they try to flip this on the public because he a mystery right now. They can do whatever they want to do with David. They might be saving him for some killings in the future. I don't know if they're going to use this for Charlie Kirk. And once again, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk, man. My heart's still hurting. I thought people wanted freedom of speech, but you can't kill somebody for speaking their mind, regardless if you like it or not. But that was them people that did it, and they trying to find the brother to blame, and just so happened David in the news for foolishness like this.
The body discovered after the Tesla was impounded and taken to this tow yard for 2 days before workers noticing an odor coming from the front trunk.
There was one real identifying feature that was on the human remains that was left behind, and that was a tattoo on the right index finger on the inside that read, "Shh." David has that exact same tattoo on his right index finger, as do other celebrities. Rihanna apparently made this popular. This tattoo is not incriminating yet, and the LAPD doesn't even know if the tattoo will come into play in all of this.
The singer canceling the rest of his domestic tour after Celeste's identity was released.
The repercussions that David is facing right now is he's being tried in a court of public opinion. His label has paused all the promotion.
These past few months have been full of big milestones for David, from performing at Coachella to appearing on late night shows like Colbert.
What do you have in store? One life away we can't explore.
He reflected on his blossoming career to Lindsay Davis last year.
Success has kind of been quite literally overnight, so it's kind of hard to kind of be in the moment sometimes, but I'm just taking it in slowly, appreciating it.
David has had some pretty significant moments in the last year. He also had a mainstream branding deal with Hollister and Crocs, which is colossal.
The brand's telling Footwear News, "We have removed the campaign content featuring David while the investigation continues." Some of the artists who he's collaborated with, like Kali Uchis, also taking action. The singer saying she's in the process of pulling down their song, Crashing. David's lyrics to Romantic Homicide now being re-examined and dissected online.
If you, like me, had no idea who David or D4vd is before this body was found in the trunk of his car, let me catch you up.
Some of the lyrics in Romantic Homicide say things like, "In the back of my mind, you died." And he's really leaned into that darkness. You know, he even posted on his social media that he's selling custom bloody t-shirts by him that fans can purchase.
Other creative choices being re-examined too, like this scene in the music video for One More Dance, where a body is being placed in the trunk of a car. All of this, a far cry from the optimism David conveyed to our Gio Benitez just last month.
It's such a blessing to be able to express myself and release my art and help people around the world too. I'm loving the social aspect of it, getting to meet new people and producers and artists and just musicians that I can get inspired from and also inspired too. It's beautiful.
Police say the investigation continues and no arrests or charges have been made. Mourners gathering over the weekend in Celeste's hometown to keep her memory alive.
I didn't know her personally. I just want justice for this little girl. I don't want her to be forgotten.
I don't know what's going on in September. It's sort of like 9/11. Everybody losing their life. I'm over here heartbroken because that girl didn't deserve it the same way Charlie Kirk didn't deserve it. But one thing for sure, David need to go down. Somebody need to put some type of blame on this man. Either that or he gonna have to go to court. He gonna have to explain himself where the forensics at. They could flip this, y'all. And if y'all think these rumors are ridiculous, if y'all think these conspiracies sound crazy, y'all keep on listening. Because later on down the line, ain't no telling what truths gonna be revealed. David probably did have something to do with the Charlie Kirk killing. I don't know. But the governor of Utah would love it if he did, because they ain't trying to fess up, own up to none of that death. Rest in peace to Charlie. Rest in peace to Maria, the Spanish girl. What's her name? Celesta. Rest in peace to her, man. No disrespect. One more thing before I go. Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like,